Alrighty, guys, I just want to do kind of a quick advisory of things. I was shimming up the DSG and I noticed that one of my ceramic bearings was crushed. And I remember reading something about this before. So what happens is that in a DSG particularly, there's a lot of stress right here that's angled in this direction from the spring. And because of that, that is transferred to this gear right here, and then it's transferred to this gear. And because this gear has such a long shaft on it right here, there's a lot of torque that's applied to underneath there. So what you have to do is you have to put a bushing underneath there to make sure that that's not crushed. I'm using an SHS one that I've ground down, so it's a little bit flatter with the gearbox. But because of that, you can't use bearings because of the stress that's applied this direction because of the really strong spring. I'm using a Premium 170 in this case. And what that does is that crushes the bearing almost instantaneously from what it looked like from mine. All of a sudden it was great, and then a few seconds later it crushed the bearing. And it's, to my knowledge, that ceramic bearings are the strongest bearings you can get. These are modified ceramics. I do know that a while ago, actually a long time ago, that clandestine had a set of bearings that were really strong, stronger than this because they were larger bearings inside there. But these modified ones are still really strong, but you still need to put a bushing underneath the spur gear to make sure that it doesn't shatter it. On all the DSGs I've ever built, I've tried running just straight bearings, and I've always broken that bearing underneath right here every single time. And let's see, actually, here's a good example. It's this one right here on the back side of the gearbox. I've crushed that probably 3 or 4 times, and I thought I could get away with these modified ceramics, but that's not the case. So if you're going to be running any build, honestly, I would suggest using a bushing underneath your spur gear and then bearings everywhere else, because that seems to work really well. All right, thanks, guys.